concept. You have a great concept. You guys are doing it, man. And it's an honor for me to just be, you know, a small rock, man, in your mountain. I'm going to pop a top in your honor.
Mr. Doc Walker blessed us with his presence and knowledge.
We want to welcome in our next special guest, Haley Skarupa. She's a three-time world champion in women's ice hockey and most recently won Olympic gold with Team USA.
The Cap Stadium Series is definitely my favorite, obviously. I'm a huge Caps fan, I always have been, and to be there at that game with my teammates and for us to bring, you know, our gold medals to there and share it with everyone in this area was really, really special for me, and just the support and it's been tremendous from everyone in this area, and you can feel that there at that game.
Welcome to Sports on the Hill Podcast. Hashtag DC Sports Without the Politics with Carol and Robbie on True Radio Network.
And welcome to episode 386 of Sports on the Hill podcast. Tonight we've got a crazy episode. We're watching a live game between the Commanders and the Bears. Right now that's not going so well for the Commanders. Unfortunately for Jenaya, who's joining us, she had a rough night in baseball. We're talking a little bit of baseball playoffs as well. And it's been a rough, hold on, my baseball stats just froze. It's been a rough day in baseball for sure, and we can get into that at the very end of the Hockey Talk. But I'm excited, Hockey Talk is back. We're going to have week one of the Capitals recap, where we talk about two important wins in New York and an unfortunate loss by the Capitals in their home opener that our friend Gil went to, so we'll break down that as well. So live football, live baseball. We've got two Monday Night Football games actually going on as well, as we're about to go into the second half of we're in the second half of the Atlanta game as well. So, which actually we have a friend at that game, C4, who's usually in this hockey segment, is in Atlanta right now at that game. So I hope for her sake that Atlanta does well. They have a tough out tonight. They're playing the Buffalo Bills, which I guess is the closest team that Canada has to a football team. I know a lot of people in Toronto root for the Buffalo Bills, and I know a lot of Canadians do in general. So we have an exciting and crazy episode. So first hour, hockey talk mostly. We'll do football talk in the second hour, and then we got some wrestling talk in the third hour. So long, probably 2.5, 3 hour show we got tonight from 9 to about midnight. We will start off with the Caps. I'll save Jenaya some ranting time at the end to talk about the Jays, but we have some good things to talk about too with them. The fact that they're in this round is always exciting.
The Yankees lose.
The Yankees lose. Exactly. So that's the theme. No matter what, they still lost. And
Cup full, Robbie.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's get into it. I want to introduce both of my guests for this first hour. We got JenayaTalksCaps and we got Gil. I'll start off with Gil. I just finished listening to the latest episode of the Power Play Point podcast, and you got a new special nickname for one of your co-hosts, which I enjoyed. I won't spoil it. You'll have to listen to the show to find out her new nickname, and got C4 on as well before her trip down south. And so they unfortunately had to film on a Friday because of the back-to-back nature of this schedule, but I'm so happy that the Capitals did really well on that. But Gil, let people know what happened this week on the Power Play Point podcast.
So it was the curtain jerker for this season. I decided not to do a mess rehearsal because the preseason was just that kind of a mess, and it was kind of hard to judge where the team was going to go. And it didn't seem to be much interest anyway. And then along comes the schedule, and that screwed everything up because the NHL in its infinite wisdom decided to schedule, oh my God, that whoever is doing the schedule, I don't know. The worst imaginable punishment should befall that person. I leave that to your imagination. But they decided to put the Caps on a back-to-back the very first weekend of the season. So that kind of left me out in the cold as far as doing a podcast then, because that's usually when we record. So hence why we had to record on a Friday. And thankfully, C4 and Ginny were both available Friday evening. So it was a curtain raiser. We introduced our special partnership that I described last week here, and went over the one game that had been played at that point.
Sorry. Fourth down, a huge stop for the Commanders. They went for it. Sorry, there was a 4th and 1, and I was sure this was going to be like doom us, and they were able to get a huge stop in the 30-yard line where they could have kicked the field goal and didn't. But all right, anyway, sorry, back to your story.
No, it's all right. You must be like 30 seconds or 5 minutes ahead of me, because I'm still looking at a commercial right now. So.
Oh no, I'm actually probably behind you. In retrospect, it probably already happened in yours. But we'll see. But anyway, I'm sorry. I'm just very excited.
It's fine. I totally get it. I got an eye on it too.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, not much more to say. Just first of the year, and we get into the recap and how things are. Kind of Anna's our main co-host, but get know a little bit more about C4 and Ginny, who will be regulars a little bit more, with Anna kind of being in and out this year. So it's a bit of a nice intro for those who haven't heard our show before, and hopefully we kind of open things up and expand things, get some more listeners going, and with our partnership, kind of get the word out a little bit, mainly about the team and about us. And so it's what it was about.
Yeah, for sure. I think it was great. And I always like Jenaya Talks Caps and her post-game stuff. I know I saw the Islanders one. Has the Rangers one come out yet? Or is it?
Yeah, I just put it up this morning.
Okay, you put it up this morning. Okay, I hadn't gotten a chance to see that today. But the Islanders one was great. And that's good. I'm excited. That'll be some post-podcast listening.
I won't spoil it, but it's a beaut.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, so I'm excited for that one. So if people don't know, Jenaya and I have been friends and Caps fans in a Facebook group called the Sin Bin for now over 13 years, which is wild for me to even think about, which is, most of Ovechkin's career when you think of that.
I was in high school when I started talking Caps with you.
Yeah, it's wild to me. I was in college, or just now, I guess it would have been just out of college, but yeah, it's been quite a run the last 13 years, and so it's been fun to watch your progression through different podcasts and videos and different sort of avenues that we've seen over the years. But I love this the reaction one. It reminds me a lot of what Steve Dangle does with the Leafs fan react, if people know what that is. But for the Caps, which I love, because I love Steve, but obviously he doesn't talk about the Caps unless we're playing him, and hopefully I hope that he's always in an angry mood when I see him on those, but so I appreciate getting the recaps on all that. But Jenaya, how are you doing? And let people know where to find all the latest for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like I said, I could be a lot better based on that baseball game, but I'm going to suck it up for your show here. And yeah, I mean, the Caps off to a pretty good start, other than, like, Gil was just talking about the schedule and how the worst possible punishment should befall that person who makes that schedule. So the worst possible punishment to me would be being, like, duct taped to a chair in a dark room and, like, my eyes taped open and just being forced to watch the Capitals power play on loop for like 24 hours straight. That's the worst possible punishment. They need to get that together. But other than that, like, they're off to a pretty good start. And yeah, I've been where people can find me. I've been doing the podcast and then the reaction videos, like you said, as well. So yeah, I just put the Rangers one up this morning. Always fun to make fun of the New York Rangers. Always love that. To get a few jabs in at them whenever possible. So yeah, you can find those over on YouTube. It's under the same name, Jenaya Talks Caps. Also have the Facebook page where it's a pretty good home base for everything. You can find the podcast and the YouTube videos and everything there. So again, that's under the same name, just Jenaya Talks Caps on Facebook.
Yes. I want to give one quick little shout out because I know it's part of Gil's thing as well. I just put in chat a tiny URL. It's a shortened version of the link that goes to his Google document for an online raffle for the Kraken, and we'll give a little shout out here for it as well. Gil has a partnership going this year, and one of the things, if you can give back to charity, you can get some tickets, and you can actually win tickets to sit in the seats that we're about to show that Gil sat in for this game one, which is kind of going to be our lead-in to that. But Gil, let people know what you're doing with this charity auction while I set up our next scene.
Yes. So our charity partner this year is, a partner who is helping us out. I'll leave it at that. Is a nonprofit called Empowering Ed. They are in with Monumental Sports, who have given them sets of tickets this year and a partial plan. One of them is a pair of tickets to the October 21 match against the Seattle Kraken. And that is what is up for raffle. So via the link that Robbie just described, you can go there, purchase any amount of tickets you want. We'll do the draw the Sunday, the 19th, and announce the winner then. We will contact you directly. And as was pointed out to me, of course, I think Robbie kind of mentioned this, these purchases are tax deductible. So yes, you are contributing to a great charity, a great nonprofit organization that teaches financial health and literacy and plans on doing so throughout the DMV. And and you're going to get absolutely great seats. So go out and get your tickets and give yourself a chance to win them.
Sounds good. I'm trying to add it to our Facebook room.
We will get your tickets and give yourself.
And that's what I was afraid it was going to happen. All right, but the link is there. So as I run away from Facebook. But the link is there. So as I run away from Facebook. But the link is there. So as I run away from Facebook. But the link is there. This is why I don't try to.
Sounds more like Facebook is running away from you.
Yes, I am. All right. I have no idea which window was so I deleted all of them. All right, so we got a game that, I was going to show this video first. So the Ovechkin intro,
yes.
So you get to see it from,
So I was Mrs. Blue Liner at the camera controls. Actually, I'm really glad she was the one operating because I was shaking a little too much. I don't think I would have been able to hold it steady because I was just absolutely pumped when Wes Johnson announced him the way he did. Yeah. So yeah, that was one of the coolest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I got to get back
to hear him introduced as the all-time goals leader.
Yeah.
Chills.
And I can't wait for him to get 3 more goals so we can get to 900, and then the intro could be the all-time greatest and only player in NHL history to hit the 900 goal mark. So something to look forward to in these upcoming weeks, hopefully. So I did listen to the Power Play Point podcast. It only talked about this first game. I thought he played much better over the weekend, Gil. I know that we were trying to decide whether it was a good sample size or not. It turns out I think he still had some rust in him in that game one, especially, he had some special guests on the red carpet. There's a lot of pressure, the home opener, and we haven't done particularly well with these home openers. And I think that getting away so quickly and going on the road, I think was the exact thing that the Capitals needed. But let's get through our one goal that happened in this first game. I actually wore the Tom Wilson today to celebrate this. Also, the Commanders are in black, and so I thought that in black and with some gold trim. So I figured it could be some synergy here. Let's talk about this first goal for the Capitals of the season.
Okay, so so the play starts with Carlson breakout to Dubois. He breaks through the middle, attracts the defenders, and then leaves Wilson a little open in the high slot. That seems to be his key area, is the high slot, and he flips it in for the tying goal at the end. And since Anna can't be here and Tommy's her favorite, so why not? Looking at it again, Protas great near cross ice pass to the high slot to Wilson, and there wasn't much hope in the building until he put that in, but that got us going. That really did. Unfortunately, the rest of the game was a big kick in the old gonads after that, because they just couldn't get anything going after that, despite shooting a lot at Jeremy Swayman's belly. That big old B on his sweater must have looked like a big old target, because that's where they kept shooting the rest of the freaking game. I don't know, is a decent effort. Once you got past the first period, it's a decent effort, I thought. But maybe like you said, just a little too much home cooking, too much pressure, too much expectation, too much outside stuff like the red carpet and all that. And everybody having to wear their finest Dolce and Garbanzos and and all that. So
I do have to say Tom Wilson looked good, though, in his suit. I don't know if you saw the pregame interview. I did love some of the stuff from Monumental. If you go on their app, which I will save my rant towards the end of the show for how bad it is. But he looked good, and I loved our good friend Oshie getting to interview him and Ovechkin, and so both of those are great interviews. You could see that Oshie wants to just jump right back downstairs and play some more, and it's so hard to be on the other side. But I'm happy that we have him, and the guys were just, I think, more excited to be interviewed by TJ than the other way around. I think that they were so happy to do that for him, and talking about how important he was to the franchise. Tom Wilson, such a class act. I know that he gets such a bum rap, but all the stuff that he said pregame, his effort on that night when a lot of players didn't have the effort, I thought that he kind of carried the team at times. And just very impressed with his maturity and play as of late. But Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts on the opening night?
Yeah, I mean, future captain Tom Wilson, he's been a beast in all three games so far. But this was a great goal by him. Takes it out of midair, and just a beautiful shot too. But I thought in general for most of the game, a lot of the guys just looked really, really rusty. And after, like you said, that long red carpet thing that they do, I feel like that always kind of makes us have a slow start. I actually noticed doing the reaction videos that since I started making them, which is this is the third season now, and we've lost the opener all 3 years. So I went back and looked, and all three were a loss. So that's not great. But I feel like they just kind of always start slow, and then they figure it out. We lost the opener last year too, and obviously last year it turned out just fine in the regular season. So
I feel like we either lose or Ovechkin gets a hat trick, and there's not much in between. That's the history of our openers. So.
Yeah, and speaking of Ovechkin, some people were being really hard on him after the first game, but you got to remember, he missed almost the entire training camp with a lower body injury, right? So that plus trying to start with almost no training camp at 40 years old, it's got to be a little bit difficult. So I don't know. I was kind of planning on waiting a couple of weeks before making a full judgment on him and what his game looks like, just to give him some time to get going. But I thought, like you said, he looked much, much better in the next two games.
Yeah, for sure. The Commanders got the ball on the 35-yard line at the 1st and 10 here, just past the 2-minute warning. and they went backwards with that first play. I want to thank everybody for tuning in across all the different platforms. I know that we have lots of friends on Facebook, people joining us on Twitch, and so thanks to Lobe Sky and the web creative community that I'm a part of. So shout out to them as well. I really appreciate they brought a lot of new followers and friends into the community. So you can always check out the web creative community over there on Twitch. And I just shared the link. The Wizards actually lead the Knicks in a preseason game right now, 100-75 in an update that I just got, which is surprising. The Knicks have had a great preseason so far, but the Wizards are playing well as well. And also the Mammoth are in action against the Blackhawks. It's still 0-0 on that. It's still taking some getting used to calling them the Mammoth. So just some updates around all the different scores. But yeah, not a whole lot more to talk about in this game. So I think we'll skip away to the New York one. But, I am happy that Gil got to go to it. Happy birthday or belated birthday to your wife. I'm sorry it wasn't a better game. But still, to get to see Ovechkin in one of his last home openers ever is still a great thing, regardless of whatever happens. And, the bees sort of standing on their head. I guess I'll ask Jenaya, was your uncle talking a lot of mad trash after that one? Or was it just like he felt very lucky that his goalie stood on his head?
I actually, for the first time ever, I did not hear from him after the Bruins won this game, which was surprising. But I think he kind of knows where the Bruins are at, and that if he starts chirping now, it's going to be pretty ugly for him later in the season. So I think he's kind of trying to hold back a bit so that I don't go back at him later on when the Bruins are in the basement. So he didn't have much to say actually after that one, which was surprising.
Right.
Well, there was a contingent of Boston fans in the building. Naturally, they were mostly in the cheap seats. And they were awful chirpy when they left. And me being the loyalist, I was giving it to them, reminding them that they're probably going to be experiencing an unusually long spring and summer, not watching their team, if you get my understanding. So I did my part.
There you go. I love it. All right. Let's go jump in. Hold on, let me get this back to the right way it's supposed to be here. So sorry, it got out of order. So I'm gonna fix that, and then we're gonna put it here. Pavari with the first goal. All right, Gil, take it away from here on the island.
Okay, so play starts with Carlson shooting it around the net, and Fedivari goes, lets it go past him. Ovechkin covers at the point. He throws it at the net, and Marty gets a stick on it. And I thought it would take him a lot more time to recover. And remember, he had that season-ending surgery. His meniscus was torn in his knee. And he was still, as of training camp, not 100%. But I thought it would take a while for him. He looked pretty damn good this game, not just the goal here. He looked like he was flying, and he was, as Locker would say, jolly on the spot over the side here, and got that catch and release on the backhand from Ovechkin's shot once it rebounded off and put it in. It's just a great start to a great game.
Yeah, unfortunately, the Commanders just missed a 50-yard field goal. But on the bright side, we just got a raid on Twitch. So welcome on in to everybody watching my long face as So we got a doink there. Thank you everyone for tuning in though. We got Mike Moore, aka Arumakim, on Twitch with the raid. Let people know in chat what you guys were doing today. He usually does puzzles, and he also does a bunch of stuff in real life, including using a finder to find jewelry on the beach sometimes, which is kind of cool, like a metal detector. And so it's a cool sort of streams to see what he's going to get next. And so, yes, hockey's a very hardcore game. No surprise of a torn knee. What are we talking about there? No surprise of torn knee. I don't even know which game we're talking about. But welcome on in, say what? I guess I was like, say what? So that makes sense. So welcome on into all the people. So Big time. Oh, they didn't get the sack. Oh,
No, but it was a nice big loss.
Big loss and a big hit, and it's now
And they're
4th down.
gonna kick it. So 24 seconds left. So there's some time to do some damage.
I'm surprised the Commanders aren't using one of their timeouts here. Played Words on Stream, great round tonight. Got to level 51. That's awesome. Words on Stream is a really fun streaming game that you can play with your community. The team over with Mike do a great job of that. But 51, that's wild. That's Oh, so they did call a timeout with 24 seconds left. With so it leaves one timeout remaining for the Commanders. A 4th and 12. They're gonna have to punt it here. Let's see what they can do on the return. The Commanders do get the ball to start the second half there. I meant Ovechkin's damage. I don't know, torn knee. I don't think he had a torn knee. Oh, I mean he did last year.
I think they meant they were. Might have meant to be mentioning of Marty Ferravari. That was the injury he had.
Oh, no, he says Ovechkin sandwich is a comment. But anyway, we're going to move on. All right, let's get into the next goal here.
Bit of a hectic night here in the DMV.
Yeah, for sure. Jenaya, any thoughts quickly on Ferrari before we move on?
No, just that kid is a freak. Like, he just had knee surgery, and they're talking about his skating, like how he looks like Scott Niedermayer, which I would kind of tend to agree with, actually, the way that he skates and moves. So yeah, he's a cyborg. Like, he just literally had this massive surgery, comes back and is skating like that. It's crazy.
One of the most incredible punts I've ever seen just happened against us. Coffin corner, very frustrating. Anyway, but I agree. The fact that he's able to come back and play so well is great. Next guy, we got to talk a lot about this guy because Protas had a hell of a game in this game. We'll talk about his first goal here, Gil, in this one.
Okay, so play starts behind the net. Stop me if you heard that before. Chychrun collects, finds Protas practically alone just above the slot, and he puts it away. And it was a looky what I found type of goal, kind of like Jacob Vrana used to score when he was with us. But it's part of being a great goal scorer is being at the right place at the right time. That's what he was here, and he puts it away for the 2-0 lead.
Yeah. Just incredible stuff. And as Jenaya was alluding in her post-game reaction to this, I mean, I think this is the beginning of things to come for this guy. I mean, he's gotten better year after year. He's progressing in the way that we dream of for most of our prospects. And he also is going to have a little brother that he's going to bring up, which I think will give him a little bit more juice, right? Because he doesn't want his little brother to show him up when he gets here. And so I think that they're going to have a fun little competition. And man, like, we've seen all those years of like Stahl brothers being brothers against us. Like, how exciting is that the potential here that we could get the Protas brothers, these two really tall, lanky guys that have speed and finesse and just keep on getting better. But Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts?
Yeah, I can't believe that we're like in a couple of years going to have two of these guys. It's crazy to think about. Protas, he's an amazing player. Like, and I think, like you said, like he's only on the way up from here. I think that he's really just like starting to scratch the surface of what he is. Like last season, obviously was a breakout season for him. A lot of people in the mainstream media were saying that was going to be a fluke, but any Caps fan who watches the guy for 82 games this season knows that was no fluke. Like, he got those goals and those points because of all of the little things that he does. And he really has no weakness in his game. Like, his skating is insane. He's 6'6". He's like 250 pounds. He skates like he's 5'10". It's actually insane. Shout out to Wendy Marco, the real MVP. Because if you remember, Protas, like his weak spot, if you will, when he was drafted was his skating. And look at how he skates now. So insanely good skating coach that the Caps organization has in Wendy Marco. But he's got everything. He's got, like I said, he's got the size, he's got the speed, he's got the shot, he's got the hands, he's got the hockey IQ. He's great defensively. Like, he's on the penalty kill. He's one of the best penalty killers in the league now. And I love this play because he stops right in front of the net, doesn't do a flyby. He's right in the right spot. Just another great goal by him. And I can't wait to see what he ends up with this season.
Yeah, for sure. Let's just, for time purposes, move on to Ryan Leonard finally getting a real goal on a real human being, not an empty netter. And I know that people made a big deal about that, but his play has been phenomenal. If you've been watching his preseason and been watching all sorts of stuff around him, I think he's been one of our best players. And I'm so happy for him to finally get that that first goal on a goalie. But Gil, why don't you help us break this one down?
So you might want to play this one with the sound
Okay.
after I'm done, but you can pause it for now. Okay, so the situation here is that the Caps are actually on the tail end of a power play, and unfortunately, I think the visualizer has it wrong here. So don't go by this. Here's what happened. So Leonard and Chychrun are playing catch here, but the puck or Sandin, but the puck's going to end up below the goal line to Quick's right, and then Protas. Leonard. That's why you wanted to play it with the sound. Anyway, so Protas picked it up below the goal line and flung it over to Chychrun, who got it over to Leonard, who had taken a shot before and hit somebody, one of the defenders, in the face, I think. And so he was out of it. And then Leonard had Pajot come in front of him. It really doesn't do it justice, the visualizer, because Leonard, he corrals it. He does the catch, and then he does this. I don't know how he does it. He's got an underrated shot, this great wrist shot. He curves it around Pajot and over the glove of, I said Quick. I'm confusing games. Sorokin for the Islanders. Over his glove. And this was just as, maybe your uncle Jenaya would say, since he's from Boston, a wicked shot over the glove.
He's not from Boston. He's just a Canadian weirdo that cheers for the Bruins.
Oh my God, that's even worse.
Yeah.
I'm speechless. Anyway, it's a great shot by Leonard, and his first quote unquote real goal. I mean, if you watched him in the preseason, it could not be more obvious that he was ready for prime time, and this proves it.
Yeah. Just want to give a quick little scoring update. There was a kick that was blocked right there by the Bills, who are losing right now, 21-14. So C4 is bringing some luck to Atlanta down there right now. So we're in the fourth quarter. The second half will start in this Commanders-Bears game in 8 minutes. So we're watching those games right now. And I just got a scoring update. Columbus Blue Jackets just scored. They trailed the Devils now 2-3 with 14 seconds left. So that's funny. Mike Moore in chat said that he actually got to watch the great one way back in the day, and if you had known who he was going to be, he watched him with the Indianapolis Racers back in the 70s. And if he had known back then who he'd become, it would have loaded up on autographs. So that's probably true. Yeah, that's a pretty cool story. All right, so we've I love Ryan Leonard's goal here. Jenaya, talk about this guy. He's pretty amazing.
Yeah, I mean, this is just like Protas. Like, this is another player that like any team would be thrilled to have. Like, he just has all of the tools. He's a pain in your ass on the ice, which is great. He loves to get under people's skin. He's physical. He's got all the skill. He's super fast. He's got the hands. He's got a wicked shot. Like Gil said, you don't get back-to-back 30-goal seasons at Boston College without having a wicked shot. So yeah, he shows it off here. This was an insane shot, by the way. Like, to beat Ilya Sorokin like that, like, we actually had to rewind it a few times when it happened because we couldn't even see the puck going in the net. I was trying to figure out like where exactly he shot it and which side it went in on. But yeah, he shot it so fast that you almost couldn't even see it on the screen. We had to rewind a few times. But he's just he looks like this season he's got that confidence offensively that, like, I feel like last season, just playing a few games with the Caps, he was just kind of trying to figure things out and figure out his place on the team and kind of get his feet wet in the league. Whereas now it looks like he saw a few pucks go in the back of the net in the preseason, and now he's just got all this confidence offensively, and it's really showing out there. He's played really well.
Yeah, I mean, he needed a preseason, right? Very rarely does a player start at the end of a season and they have a breakout. Like, you need that chemistry, and I mean, he played pretty well, and he got thrown into the playoffs. I mean, that's wild to me. Most people wouldn't have even burned the entry-level contract. A lot of teams wouldn't do that. But I think he gained a lot of incredible experience by doing that, whether he was scoring or not. But then being able to gel with the team, have the off season with the team, then going into training camp, and then you can obviously see that he's ready to take that next step, which is so exciting. Because imagine him and two Protosses and a couple other guys that we have in the pipeline.
Hudson,
right. So it's hard for them to pick like who is going to get sent down, and so it'll be interesting to see when some of the players that are in injured reserve get healthy and how it's all going to shape out. But it's been exciting. Mr. W says, I'm originally from the Detroit area. I liked the Red Wings years ago. I actually was at the Stanley Cup final game where the Red Wings hoisted in our building. So I remember them in that day. All right, let's get into the next goal here. And we got another Protoss goal.
Protoss, part 2.
All right, go for it, Gil.
Okay, so Tony D'Angelo throws up a pizza here, appropriately enough, and Protoss is the beneficiary, picks it up just over the blue line, flips it past Sorokin for goal number 4 for the Caps, goal number 2 for him, but it wasn't number 2 because it looked actually very beautiful, and it was all him on this play, and like Jenaya mentioned, he put on a good bit of a skating exhibition here, beating everybody to the puck. And once it got loose, it was all him.
Yeah, those strides that he gets, by being so tall, like I feel like one of his steps is like 2 of everyone else's, like when he gets going. So it's pretty cool to watch. And it's funny, his reach reminds me a lot of Big Z, right? I know he's not a defender, but like being able to get the puck and be able to hold it around people and away from people. On the defensive side, I see a lot of similarities, which is very exciting because you can never have too many good defensive forwards on your team. So like the reach is important, and especially in the penalty kill and other late game situations. We have Tom Wilson, who's very good at that, but you can never have too many of that. So, Jenaya, what are some of your thoughts on this?
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like he's so good defensively too. Like the goals are one thing, but he's just it absolutely kills me by the way he crouches down like this when he's talking to Al. It kills me. It's so funny. But yeah, he's so good in all 3 zones on both sides of the puck. I feel like if he were a center, because they kind of tend to like to give that award only to centers usually, but I feel like if he were a center, like he would be a future like Selke Trophy candidate. He's that good.
Yeah, man. And I hear rumors that his brother could be better than him.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild to me.
It's scary for the rest of the league right there.
Yeah. Exactly. So especially if he gets to watch how his brother does it, and his brother can bring him along and take all that knowledge that he has and like give that on to his brother, and I don't know. There's such potential here. Just for timing, let's just jump into this next game. Not a lot of scoring to talk about, so that'll go pretty quickly. But I mean, I know that Ovechkin doesn't get the credit for this goal, but he should get the credit for this goal because Beauvillier does a great job with the tip. There's a lot of credit, but it's all Ovechkin in my mind for this. I mean, this shot that is basically a shot pass to a goal is a thing of beauty. And it's why he's still so dangerous. Even if he doesn't put up goals, this becomes a really important goal in this game, and it's all because of him. But I'll let Gil break it down.
So if you're working in a restaurant, you're a waiter, waitress, and you definitely want Anthony Beauvillier sitting at your table because this is a really great tip. And as you can see here, Ovechkin, as Robbie described, collects the puck. Looks like he's going to shoot. But sees Beauvillier out of the corner of his eye and actually purposely directs it towards him, and he angles his blade just enough so that it floats over the shoulder of Quick and into the corner of the net for the 1-0 lead, the one and only goal of the game, thank goodness. I wish I had I wish I don't know. There was some way to a visualizer would show saves as well, because other than this game was all Chucky Lindgren.
Yeah, he had an incredible game. I have a couple of stats that I'm going to share in a second, but I want to say this is not accidental, this tip. This is something they practice because it was so well placed. You know, you only get this angle off of that hard of a shot if you practice this a lot. I mean, I'm just sorry. Like, there's no way anyone who tries to say, oh, lucky tip, whatever. No, like this is a set play that they practice. And I'm excited because there are going to be times where goalies get down low and they seem to stifle everything you got. But this is an almost impossible shot to stop because they have to treat Ovechkin as he's going to shoot. They have to treat Beauvillier that he could pass, and then he roofs it to the opposite corner, which you have no ability at that rate to get there, you know, unless you were just hugging that post.
So I want to ask Jenaya something. So Robbie just set the table for you. You're a goalie. Your mindset, I mean, what are you thinking? Are you thinking cover the low side as much as you can? Or in the back of your mind, are you thinking, well, how am I gonna, what if they go high?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because like Ovechkin's such a unicorn that like you can't cheat on him, right? Like you have to be ready for him to shoot from anywhere because he can score from anywhere. On this plate though, like I feel like Jonathan Quick's a really small goalie too, so that doesn't really help him. He's a little bit deep for me. Like you're kind of just on those ones, you're kind of just trying to come out and challenge and make yourself as big as possible, right? So that hopefully if they get a tip like that, it'll hit you in the top of the shoulder pads. But it's such a perfectly placed tip, like Robbie said, like and they are totally doing this on purpose too, like 100%. You see Ovechkin, like he turns, he takes a second, he takes a look, he waits for Beauvillier to get there, and he sends it like you said, this goal was all Ovechkin. Like Beauvillier, all he had to do was make sure his stick was on the ice because Ovechkin hit him right on the tape, and it's just a perfect deflection. But yeah, like they work on this in practice all the time. And it was just executed to perfection here. But yeah, like for Jonathan Quick, all he could really do there is maybe because he's a little bit smaller of a guy, like come out a little bit further to challenge. But regardless, like that's going to be a really difficult deflection to stop when it's executed that perfectly right under the bar.
If he comes out to challenge Ovechkin more, it's still a more open tip, for him, like, because he's already behind him. So it's
Ovechkin's such an underrated passer too. Like he's so underrated as a passer. So if you come out,
second assist of the season, so it's
like we see that happen all the time. Like guys will come out, like goalies will come out really, really far to challenge Ovi because they don't want to get beat by a shot. But then he just like backdoor passes it to someone and just executes a perfect pass, and it's in the back of the net anyway. So his passing is really underrated for sure.
That's when Strome gets the goals down low or something like that, or Tom Wilson. So because they have to play so far out. I'm going to read a couple of these stats that I liked on the internet. A lot of them from our friends over at Russian Machine Never Breaks. So Charlie Lindgren was absolutely phenomenal, stopping 35 shots that he faced in his 10th shutout of his career. He stopped 3.34 more goals than expected, right? So we won 1-0, so we should have lost that game 3-1. He also, Quick had a good game too, stopping one more goal than expected. But his career against the Rangers, Lindgren is now 4-1 with a 1.19 goals against average and a .957 save percentage and 2 shutouts, with that last shutout happening on my birthday 2 years ago. So, chef's kiss right there. So it was also the last time that the Rangers allowed 30 shots and were shut out in that situation. So, that's great stuff from us, and just gritty work to go down in New York, or up to New York, and get 2 wins, and the Yankees lose, right? So we got to get that in there, and so no matter who the Yankees root for in this crosstown rivalry, they both lose against the Capitals. So that's always.
I saw Aaron Judge was at the Caps Rangers game, and everyone was posting it, being like, "Oh, you're not at the ALCS? Weird."
I can't imagine. Jaden Daniels just took it down and had a beautiful run on a 2nd and 10 where it looked like he had nothing there. 13:27 left here in the third, just getting started here. Nice play to get him into the Bears side of the field. So I'm excited about that. And still 21-14 over at the Atlanta versus the Bills. I'm going to pull up our upcoming schedule real quickly. And then and we can talk about some of these upcoming games. But I was just so proud of the team. But Jenaya, what were your thoughts on going to New York and stealing too?
Yeah, I think they played really well against the Islanders. Against the Rangers, not as much, I would say. But I mean, they kind of like whatever, like you win some that you shouldn't and you lose some that you shouldn't, right? Like I thought that this win, where they probably the Rangers maybe deserved to win the game. Charlie Lindgren played incredible, but I mean, we probably deserved to win that game against the Bruins too, and we didn't. So it goes both ways, right? It kind of all evens out. And yeah, I was really happy after the 0-1 start on home ice, which is always a little bit tough that you were looking at that back to back on the road and you're kind of like, ugh, like this could get a little bit ugly really fast. But yeah, they came out against the Islanders, played a great game, and then find a way to get the 2 points the next night as well. So overall, pretty happy with the start. I think being at 2-1 after 3 games, like you're never going to complain about that other than the power play, like I said.
Right. Yeah. We still need to work on that. We didn't really get into that in that first game, but Gil talks about it on his podcast. Like you can't give it 5-on-3 opportunities and not convert. The fact, you can't have, was it 5 power play opportunities in that game and not convert. And so it's tough for sure. Our next opponent is Tampa Bay Lightning, who are 1-2 right now, 6 in the Atlantic. A little bit of a rough start for them. They're losing to Ottawa and New Jersey as the first 2 games of the season, but then they were able to beat Boston in Boston. So it's hard to know where teams are at this point in the season. The Lightning come to Washington in this next game tomorrow if you're listening live, or Tuesday if you're not. But Jenaya, what are your thoughts on Tampa Bay early in the season?
Kind of a surprising start for them. Like I didn't catch their I guess it was their first game. I believe it was their second game that I saw a little bit of. And like when I had seen that one against New Jersey, they had like 13 shots on net for the entire game. Like New Jersey just was all over them. So I think a lot of people thought Tampa was going to be pretty good this season, especially like, maybe closer to the top of the division with like the Florida Panthers have a lot of injuries as well. So yeah, a little bit of a surprising start for them. I did see today they in the first half of the back-to-back against their division rival, the Boston Bruins, they actually started their backup goalie. So they're saving Vasilevsky for us tomorrow, which I thought was kind of interesting. Being a non-division team, it's a little bit weird.
Yeah. Oh, damn. We're going to have to settle here for another attempt at a field goal from distance. This is a 53-yard attempt. He already missed a 50-yard attempt in a 13-7 game. Let's see if he can make this one here. And it's up, and it is good. All right. That cuts it to a 10-13 game. It's good to get points to start the half. You need to get something on the board. Unfortunately, the drive did stall on an unfortunate drop by our running back in the flat that probably could have maybe even gotten a first down there. But good, again, to get points and get the field goal kicker feeling good about himself, especially if we need him later in the game. Our next game is against Minnesota on Friday. I'm going to just say all of them. I'm going to get Gil's thoughts on them. And then on Sunday, we're playing Vancouver at home. That's a 12:30 start for that one. But Gil, what are your thoughts on this upcoming trio of home games? And then I'll get Jenaya's thoughts on the last 2 games as well.
Interesting test for them. Tampa always plays as tough, so that's going to be a nice early litmus test for them. Minnesota, I'm not sure what to make of them. They just handed Kirill Kaprizov the ultimate lottery ticket, so I guess he's going to be happy and hopefully for them prove that he's worth the money beyond them. I mean, not too many have them, going too far. I don't like their scheme. I don't think they're a very good team overall. I think their goaltending is a bit questionable. I'm not going to say it's going to be an easy win, but I'll be surprised if they don't win that game. And then Vancouver, that might be the spoiler. That team's in a bit of a tailspin, but that is, those are the games that you always have to watch out for, that you don't play down to that team and let 2 points get away that shouldn't.
Yeah, to talk about the Minnesota Wild, they won their first game 5-0 at the Blues. Then they lost to the Columbus Blue Jackets, where they allowed Columbus to score 7 on them. They're currently beating the Kings 3-0. This game is in Minnesota. They'll play at Dallas before playing us, so it'll be a Tuesday and then a Friday game for them. So again, very much up and down. And then the Vancouver so far on their season, they've played some interesting games. They won their first game in that always red-hot rivalry against the Flames, 5-1. Then they lost to Edmonton 3-1, right? So playing 2 Western Canada teams to start off, but then they're playing the St. Louis Blues right now. They are losing 4-2. They'll play Dallas and Chicago before playing us on a road trip again during, that'll be a 12:30 start at Capital One. Jenaya, what are your thoughts on those other 2 games?
Yeah, I mean, I think like the Minnesota game will be interesting just because, like Gil, I'm not really sure what to expect out of them. Kaprizov, like he signs that huge deal. He's off to a really good start, points wise at least. Like he's racked up some points already, but I just think that's so incredibly much money to pay one guy, $17 million this season. So we'll see how that goes for them. But yeah, the Canucks game maybe a little bit of a trap game. So you hope that the Caps wake up and show up for that one, because the Canucks, like I'm watching them get walloped again just now. It's 5-2 now against St. Louis, and the Canucks are on home ice. So you just hope that the Caps come to play for that one, because you don't want to kind of piss away 2 points just not being ready to play against what should be, at least on paper, an inferior opponent.
Yeah. So unfortunately, we got it's against the Bears. The block in the back there, a penalty against the Bears. So they will start a little bit further back. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in and being a part of this hockey game. My dad said the game against the Lightning is a National Hockey Night game. What does that mean? Does that mean it's on national TV?
So it may well be on ABC versus, which is their parent network, versus regular ESPN.
It's going to be on ESPN.
Oh, interesting.
Thank you, champ.
You're welcome in, champ.
Okay, so regular ESPN instead of the Plus, which is also turning out to be a raw deal for some. But I'm not getting into that. But
all right, I'll give my quick rant before we let you guys each say goodbye. But yeah, Monumental, I tried to put it on my TV, was not having it. It would constantly refresh and ask for a login. I was able to get it on a computer on Monumental's website, so that worked better. And luckily I have a Stream PC attached to a big screen, so that works. But they have annoying polls during it. What are you thinking of how they're playing right now? I'm like, get the hell out of my screen. I don't want a poll, right? Taking up the bottom third of a screen. No, go away. So
tell them where to put that poll.
Exactly. So, yeah, the mobile app seems to work the best, but it's still glitchy. And the network is glitchy regardless of how you get it. I don't know. Jenaya, how do you, since you must get the package, but in Canada, how do you guys get to have Monumental? Is it part of a hockey package or?
Yeah, I was actually debating what to do this season, because I was either going to renew my NHL Center Ice, which is through you have to have cable and then you add on the NHL Center Ice. Right. So that one works well for me because the Caps games are usually on at 4 p.m. here local time in Vancouver. So a lot of the time I do have to PVR it. So I need to be able to PVR it. So I have to have the cable for that. But then now they have the Sportsnet Plus app, which is you can restart the games on there. So instead of PVRing it, you can just go and you can either say watch live or restart it. So in theory, you would be able to watch from the beginning, even if you were starting it late. But after trying the app a little bit before paying for it, the app doesn't even work. So I'm not paying $350 for this. That's ridiculous. When the NHL Center Ice is I think it was $220. for the season, and you just add it onto your cable and it works perfectly. So yeah, Sportsnet Plus leaving a lot to be desired. But I did notice like the other day, the Caps game, because a lot of the time if they have it through, like it's on Sportsnet up here, but like they're using the Monumental feed, right? So like sometimes we'll get Joby and Locker, but even the Monumental feed being used through Sportsnet, that Monumental feed was still glitching, like you're saying. Like it was like freezing in the middle of the game and like lagging, and it kept jumping from like play to play. It was really annoying. So yeah, I hope they get that sorted out for you guys, because I watched one game with that and I was quite annoyed. So
yeah, it's not going well in Ovechkin's potential last season here for Monumental, so I feel like they need to get their shit together. Or you're asking people to pay for a service beyond Benovi's part of the team. You need to encourage them to think that this is worthwhile going forward. So we'll see how it goes. I was not super excited about week 1 of it. So we'll hope week 2 is better. Unfortunately, the Bears just got a huge first down and just ripping huge amounts of yards. Got 9:26 left in the third quarter here. The Bears are still up 13-10. But Jenaya, let us know any other things you want to shout out. Or I did the Jenaya command. You can definitely find her on her website, also on Instagram, and talk to her on X. And Jenaya Talks Caps everywhere is also on YouTube. But anything else exciting that you wanted to shout out before we let you go? Oh, and happy Thanksgiving. I haven't even you're from Canada, and I have not said that this whole time, but happy Thanksgiving. I'm happy you spent the Thanksgiving with us. But yeah, anything else you want to shout out, please do.
Yeah, not really anything else. Just if you guys want, just follow me on it's pretty much Jenaya Talks Caps across everywhere. So I've mostly been doing the podcast, which is on all of the audio platforms. I'll have another new episode coming out early this week, and of course the post game reaction videos on YouTube, again under the same name, Jenaya Talks Caps. And yeah, the easiest place is like either just follow me on Facebook. Again, same name, Jenaya Talks Caps on Facebook, or you can go to JenayaTalksCaps.com, and that's got the podcast and everything on there as well.
Yeah, that should be offensive pass interference. I hope that they call that. So it's so. They better call that. Sorry. Number 0 should have gotten an interception, and then they went right back against him. Illegal formation. Bears. Good. All right. Not a touchdown. I'll take it. But thank you, Jenaya, for calling in all the way from the West Coast. I'm happy you had the day off, so maybe we could celebrate this. We'll definitely try to find another Monday that you can do it. I know you're often working late and you can't watch them live, but I always love your takes on stuff, and we mix it up all the time online. And so happy Thanksgiving again, and thank you for being a part of the show.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, and Gil, any final shout outs or anything that you want to talk about on this upcoming week's show?
So we're going to actually record on Saturday this time because there's the game on Sunday. So it'll be me and Jenny Clausen doing that. Going to be covering 4 games. Going to be really, really interesting. So tune in for that. Hope to have that up late Saturday night, or early Saturday, Sunday, the next Sunday morning. And one more time, going to give you the reminder, guys. It's a great cause. It's great seats. Get your raffle tickets. Be a part of this. And I know it's a Kraken.
Be a part of the.
It may not be too popular a team in Caps fandom, but still, it's a great experience. And you saw what the view is going to be. So get your raffle tickets and get involved, and hopefully we'll send somebody to a great game.
And I was just sorry. The reason we had the double audio for a second is I was grabbing the URL again. I made a tiny URL, and I'll actually send that to Gil later as well, just because it's shorter than the whole long Google one. Yes, click on that tiny URL that you see in chat, and you can see it in the Facebook chat. I posted it earlier, and definitely try to get some tickets, and maybe you can win it. And if not, worst case scenario, you do some good charitable work. So I encourage people to do that, and we'll definitely be talking more about that partnership as the season goes on. But thank you so much, Gil and Jenaya, and we're going to switch gears and talk a little bit more Commanders with our team. We're going to bring in Champ with and Tim with our turnover to he's even got that JD5 jersey on. So, but Jenaya and Gil, thank you so much for the hockey talk. We'll definitely talk to you guys soon.
Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Have a good night.
All right. So we're gonna switch over to the NFL right here. We got Champ and Tim. I'll bring in Champ first. Champ, it started off real bad when I wasn't watching. I sat down here. It seemed to have gotten a lot better, in my opinion.
Excuse me. It was 2 turnovers in the first 3 drives and 10 points off of those turnovers. It wasn't looking good, but defensively, the team has really stepped up. Sam still almost had himself a pick on the goal line. It still led to a field goal for Chicago, but it seems like the defense has really stepped up and the offense is starting to pick it up a little bit. So it looks like it's going to be an interesting second half here if it continues to go like this. Dorrance Armstrong got yet another sack this week, so good for him. And so hopefully they're able to keep it going here, and offensively they can get down the field and maybe score a touchdown and take the lead in this game.
Yeah, well, we're going to bring in Tim next. I'm going to let Tim give a 2-minute rant on his Ravens on the situation at the hand while I fill up this water. But and you can also let people know how you're doing as well. I'll be right back.
You need Lamar, brother.
Yeah, sounds good. Good to see you guys. Hopefully, Robbie will be back here in a couple minutes. So yeah, I mean, clearly injuries have definitely taken a toll on the Ravens season, and this is actually the first 1-5 season they've ever had in their whole history, which is kind of crazy. So I think Lamar will be back after the bye week. I think that will definitely help. Clearly, I'm not going to predict a big winning streak and anything to save the season, but I do think if they get healthy, because the schedule is so weak, the next 6 games, it's a lot of lower caliber teams. There's a chance they could go on a run a little bit, but I don't know. I just think in general, Harbaugh probably should go. He's the second or third oldest coach in the NFL. He's been around, I think, too long, and sometimes it's good to have continuity, but sometimes you just need change. And I think the NFL coaching profession is a young man's game now, and you really kind of need the hot up-and-coming coach. And, you know, the Ravens had a great defensive coordinator, McDonald, who's now Seattle's head coach. And you see what Seattle's done. That I think he's a very good young coach. And so it's just sad to let those kinds of coordinators go to become successful coaches in other cities. But I think just, you know, pending any sort of comeback to make the playoffs, I think they just need a coaching change, and we'll see. I mean, it's not like the team lacks talent, so I don't think it'll be a rebuild, but you know, sometimes you need a change at the top. You need a new leadership group, so we'll see. But yeah, it's been a sucky season so far. Not fun.
Yeah, I was just surprised that the defense is usually what you hang your hat on, right? And as a Ravens fan, like I know Lamar not being there, you know, hurts, but I'm just surprised at the constant allowing of 40 plus is, you know, not going to help you long term, you know, regardless of who you got there on quarterback. So disappointing start to the season.
Yeah, I agree completely.
It is a long season, and so we'll see how it is going in a couple of weeks. But hopefully they can start to right the ship a little bit. We're joined by Dan the Sith, who's
definitely
in our Twitch chat, which I appreciate, and thank you everyone for joining in on Twitch. We got Adrian and Benson in chat, and my dad, and lots of had raids, and so I really appreciate everyone for tuning in and being a part of this tonight. But Dan the Sith, how are you doing tonight?
funny thing to tell all of y'all. Tron Ares bombed at the box office. Guess what Disney's blaming for it?
What are they blaming?
See, you ready for a laugh? COVID.
What? That's
My
wild.
reaction to that was, have y'all seen Spider-Man when Peter Parker tells us, boss got decided and he goes, "Hi, Labs," goes, "You serious?" Look.
But why have all the other movies done so well over the last? Yeah.
I mean, couldn't they be honest and just say, we tried to make a franchise that's over 40 years old that doesn't relate to a lot of people and it failed? Yeah, just saying.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it, but I'm in that age group to enjoy a Tron movie.
I was going to see it tomorrow during the day while the kids were at school. Do you think it's worth it?
I think it is.
Yeah, I love Tron movies, so I'm going to probably still see it as a during the day tomorrow because I don't get a lot of opportunities at night to see it. So I figured I
gave it a 3.5 out of 5. So there's that.
Nice. I'm a big Tron fan, so I'm excited about that. Jane Daniels has made a great run. I wasn't even going to notice it, but Champ's face said everything, and so I looked up at the right time, so I got to see it. I think Champ's a little ahead of me.
I think we're both ahead of you.
Yeah, so a nice run there. I like that we're getting going here. We got 5:43 on my clock, but obviously, Champ, what's the timing at your clock? That might be helpful for me to know.
5:26 and counting.
Okay, there you go. So you're
I'm way ahead. I'm at 5:12 and counting.
Oh, wow. Yes. You're watching it. I should probably watch it on ABC or like over the air or something, But I'm happy that we're able to move the ball though, and we're making some good plays here. There's the Debo.
Nice play from Debo.
Yeah. So
that's something to tell you guys.
Yeah, go for it.
And Tim, brother, I love you, right? But the Jets are the worst of the very worst, as Gordon Ramsay would say. There's the best of the very worst.
I'm going to stop you. Tim's not a Jets fan; he's a Ravens fan. So I'm just going to stop you before you do something.
It's okay. I thought for a second you were going to say, but the Ravens are even worse than the Jets. I was like getting prepared. The Jets just make me feel good.
You have the Jets, the Browns, the Titans who fired their coach today. And my attitude was, boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast. The Saints, Giants, and Dolphins, those are the worst of the very worst. I'm cutting the Ravens some slack because of all the injuries. Usually if the Ravens aren't as banged up, they're good to go. So I'm at linking them in with what I call the bottom 6 worst of the worst. The Ravens, I know, are better than those bottom 6 easily.
Yeah, I would agree. I appreciate that. I mean, I think part of it is just when you don't have the quarterback, I mean, there's not a lot you can do. But Callahan in Tennessee, he didn't last very long. So it was a little bit shocking, I think, that he got fired this quickly.
He had a shit season last season, and this season started out even worse. So I'm not surprised he got fired.
Oh, yeah. I just thought maybe like 5 more games just to see. But he wasn't going to last long.
That was an interesting 4th down play there. The Commanders went for it on 4th and 2, which they do, and they're one of the best at in the league in converting that. But it's a dangerous pass out into the flat, Like those are easy misses for wide receivers a lot of the time. So I'm happy that he was, got under himself because he looked a little dicey for a second, but it made a good play there. And they're marching down the field here. The Falcons are up 24-14 with about a minute left in this game. As the Bills get out of bounds, there are 57 seconds left. So we'll see what sort of magic they've got left, but they're down 10. It's just surprising. The Buffalo was so good to start this season, but these.
Oh my God!
All right, I'm very excited about what happens next. Oh, nice. Why is he just wide open like that? What is that defense?
Brother, that man was so wide open, I could have made that throw.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
33-yard
was
reception
so
from
wide
McCaffrey. I gotta
open.
see the replay on why no one was covering him. Like,
McCaffrey was so
Somebody
wide
fell down,
open
maybe.
yeah,
that someone could have thrown the ball to him from southeast. He still would have got that thing.
yeah.
Jeez.
That's gonna be one of the
Look
easiest.
at this. Look, yo, they showing a replay. They all crashed, like 3 of them crashed down, I guess, on Debo or somebody, and Luke just went up the field.
Oh, they do. 2 of them. Oh, wow. You're right. 2 crashed down on Debo, leaving him wide open, and the safety cheated way too much to the middle. If you're gonna do that, that safety's got to be out, or farther back. But he gets sucked in too. So 2 get sucked into Debo, 1 gets sucked into the middle, leaving just an entire left side of the field open, which is not good if you're trying to defend.
And JD5's not going to miss that throw. No, sir.
Yeah.
JD5 not going to miss that throw.
Wow. Man. Yeah, this is probably going to be one of the
part of today was Champ messaging me after Monday Night Raw. Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. So wow, that was exciting. Big time there. Oh, the looks like the Falcons are going to win this game. So I think it was a pick here, or just checking here. He throws it, and it is I can't tell if it's tipped or picked or what. Here, let's see. Yeah, tipped. And intercepted by the Falcons. So good for C4, who's at this game, one of our reporters live down in Atlanta. So I'm happy for her. Champ, we lost your video feed. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm having issues with Zoom. Give me a second.
No
Too much celebrating. He broke it.
He broke the camera.
I know, right?
Spiked it. Touchdown. Spike.
Exactly. I'm just saying, the second I turned this live on, though, we were down 13-0, I have to say. So I'm happy that it went this direction, because I was starting to be like, man, this is going to be a long night if it goes the other way. So we'll see if the defense can hold up here. But big opportunity here. It's the first lead of the game for the Commanders here. Dan, what are your thoughts on getting better as the game is going on?
Let's start off sluggish on offense. And this has happened the last 2 games. This game plus last week. Mm-hmm. But then we start to turn it on. And once we start clicking, the defense gets into it. They're like, all right, cool. We're in this. We're doing this. Which makes me think that we will win in Dallas on Sunday. But it's a bit of a trap on us because of the fact that here we are, in a game that we should win on paper, but we can't go in with this cocky attitude of, oh yeah, we got this in the bag. No, you go in, just play our game, minimize penalties, and let's see what happens. But I think we should win in Dallas.
Yeah. I think we should too. It's a tough situation though, where you got to play a Monday night football game. You got to go to Dallas. Usually get Tuesday off to rest, especially after a Monday night. It's just not a lot of time before that 4:00 Sunday game. So it'll be interesting to see how we're able to recover from this and what we're able to do. It's a bouncing ball here on the punt, but nice coverage there. Is it a fumble? Is it a fumble?
I think the Bears recovered.
Okay.
Yeah, they did.
Okay.
Weird kickoff.
Fumble-aya.
But that's good though. They got him to 22. In today's NFL, it seems like most teams start at the 30 now. So
yeah, at least.
And if you force a potential fumble, that's good. Make them a little bit shaky and jittery. That's always nice. Yeah, the Bears are able to retain possession there, but let's see what happens here. It's a good job holding it up, and oh yeah, he strips it out. it's hard to tell. Maybe his elbow may have touched actually before, but he's able to get back on it. But good job by the special teams there on the gang tackling and ripping out the ball. So you want to see more of that. So, yeah. So, all right, I got 2:52 left in the third on my end. We can. Yeah, we got. I had a rough week in Pick'em this week. It was interesting. I've been falling further and further behind in this year's Pick'em, but there was definitely some really interesting games. One of the ones I want to talk to you guys about is Carolina coming up with a big time victory. At the very last minute with that field goal. Champ, what are some of your thoughts on the Panthers winning a lot more games than we expected this season?
Rico Dowdy. That's who it was right there. The former Cowboys running back getting revenge on his old team, having a big game, not only running the football, but also having a receiving touchdown. But what was also a big key was Bryce Young, who a lot of people ragged on him saying he was a bust as a top pick a couple years ago. But that kid showed a lot of poise, made some really good throws, and then forcing Dallas to use all their timeouts when they got close to the red zone in order to give themselves a chance to make that game-winning field goal to beat Dallas. I mean, Dallas played really well. George Pickens is a dog, man. I'm very worried about how this secondary is going to guard him when it comes down to that Sunday afternoon game. But yeah, Carolina with that big win, that was huge. I mean, a lot of people would consider that an upset, honestly.
God, our run defense is atrocious. They're doing a good job of mixing it up here. Yeah, I don't know. This was it basically set up a screen play here as a fake run, and then it's a screen out to the running back with some guys out front, but they've sucked up so much of our defense at that point that they just had a lot of green space to run with, and they're just getting chunks of yards here. So we got to figure out how to stop this. One of their players seems to be hurt on their sideline. They're right now at the 34-yard line here. The Bears, that is.
Weedle had 30 carries for 180 yards in that game against Dallas yesterday.
Wow.
Really solid stat there. This is what I call an upset, though, because Carolina's playing much better than a lot of us thought they would. And Dallas, to their credit, they stayed in the game. They did. And, Dallas is showing that they are basically a mid-tier team right now. They're not ready to say, okay, we're going to stake our claim here. No, but they are a mid-tier team, to say the least. In Carolina, it's just surprising people. Also, another crazy thing from yesterday, though, the Bengals, after they acquired Flacco, they go into Green Bay and lose 2018. No, 2018. Whoa.
Oh, get him. Oof.
Who?
Uh-oh.
You guys at the end of the third now?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
I see it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Fourth and 6.
Yeah, that's a big time loss of yardage there to force it to a difficult fourth down. It would be interesting to see what they're going to do here.
Would kick it, but that's just
inside of 50 yards, they'll probably kick.
Yeah, they'll probably kick it, but nothing.
Bad conditions, kind of though.
Yeah, nothing to give me in this game. We have to talk about it for a moment here. I want to get Tim's thoughts on this because I know he doesn't like Philadelphia sports teams. Philadelphia last Thursday had one of the worst nights that you can have. I've never seen, well, it's never happened, so no one's ever seen an error to basically finish a series. And that's what you had with Philly's pitcher having an opportunity. If he throws to first base, it's an out, and he throws it away, trying to go home, and they lose the series. The Flyers also lose that night, and to top it off, you have the Giants beating the Eagles. So it's the trifecta of suck. Tim, what are some of your thoughts on that?
All positive thoughts to start with, but the one that was, well, I mean, obviously the Flyers, it was one of their first games, so that's the least important for the city, but the most interesting one to me of the three was definitely the baseball loss, because like you said, it's never happened in history, and baseball has ancient history, but I'm just curious if it was all a mental error, because the only good explanation is he did think there was one out and not two, but then it's like, how do you not know that in such an important time of the season? Like, I think, wasn't it extra innings too?
Yeah.
So it's just crazy. So I don't know if he's done a real interview yet. He looked like inconsolable after the game, kind of in shock. But I just want to know what was in his mind. I don't know what you guys think.
I'll play devil's advocate, because I played baseball in high school. Like, when you're in that moment, you're a reliever in a clutch situation. You have bases loaded and 2 outs, and your first instinct, he booted the ball. So once you boot the ball, whether you're a fielder or a pitcher, what have you, your mind gets jumbled, and you just go off of whatever. And I think he saw the runner coming in the home, and he wanted to get that out to prevent the run, not realizing that he had the out at first base to end the inning and continue the game. But when you're in that situation, you just have to just act without thinking. And I think that's what happened here, is that he booted the ball and he panicked and didn't realize what the fuck was going on. And he goes for home, ends up throwing it away, and they lose. Get fucked!
Oh, nice. I'm so happy you guys are ahead of me.
So I could already tell from Sith's face. Like 2 seconds before.
Oh, I was wondering how it was. There's only a 46-yarder, right? So,
yeah,
but it's a block.
46.
Man, they've
You know who it was too? My man, number 0, Sandra Still. That kid is nice with it.
Yeah, he made up for the miss INT earlier. Man, he swims around the guy, and wow. Oh, I don't know. It might be 94 in the middle. Let's see here.
No, it was Payne.
Yeah, ESPN says Payne blocked it.
Yeah, Payne blocked
DP,
it.
baby.
Yeah. But Sanderson was causing a lot of pressure and him to have to kick it quickly because he was coming from the side. So, I give him a lot of credit too. So, yeah, it's Payne. But bringing the Payne on the field goal, that's huge. It keeps it a 17-16 lead as the Commanders take over from their own 37-yard line. So that's exciting.
That's beautiful.
On the panel that the Giants was a trap game for the Eagles.
Right, yeah. Yes, you did. So
I'm not saying they arrogantly went into the Meadowlands, but I am saying they totally misread what was happening and dropped the ball completely and lost, giving us the situation where if we go on to win this game this evening, we're in first place.
Wild. And it's it'll be interesting to see how it goes. But Caleb's making some interesting passes and plays in this game. It almost seems like he's a little bit nervous. Like I haven't been seeing this so much. He had some bad footwork on the last drive, and the ball sailed on him. He fumbled the ball and had to jump on it. So that way they basically had to punt it. I think they would have, or a field goal kick. I think they would have gone for it at 4th and 1. So it's, just go down. Sometimes I hate that where it's like 4 guys are ripping at it. I'm like, this is how you cause a fumble. So, Second and 6 here, 13:32 on my clock. Debo hasn't had
13:06.
Yeah, hasn't had a lot of yards tonight, but he can still get going. So it'll be interesting to see. You know, even as a decoy, he's so fast that I feel like he pulls a lot of people, as you saw with that touchdown. So you kind of have to play here. So we'll see what goes on here. But Tim, any other games from last week that you thought was really exciting or you wanted to talk about?
One thing that was kind of cool. I know it's not football, but my brother went to that crazy Mariners game.
Oh yeah,
might have texted you guys. So that baseball game was insane. I think it ended at like 1:30 Eastern time or something. I didn't stay up for it.
I didn't stay up. I missed a good one on that one. Yeah,
I knew some people. Yeah, my brother got video, and some guy I worked with went too. He got a video, but just both teams were kind of choking back and forth. But it's just Seattle's the only team that's not been in the World Series in all of baseball.
I stayed up for that game with Arun. That game was freaking crazy.
Yeah. I saw your text. I remember that.
Yeah. So, wait, they're the only team in all of baseball to not make it to the...
Yeah, every other team has been in it. There's a bunch of teams that
Oh, my God! There can't be another flag. Come on now. Are you serious?
Offsetting.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last drive. That was the last play.
The last play was offsetting. Oh, what a beautiful... Oh, what is the flag? Oh, no. All right.
I think I'm ahead of you, so...
Yeah. Okay, you see what the flag is already? All right.
Yeah, it was on Chicago. It's on Chicago, so it's declined.
Oh, good. That's great.
But what a play! What a play by Jalen Lane, the rookie, a double move on 29 and just said, "Oh, I'm here." And the safety was late coming over the top, and Jayden just put it right in the spot.
Man, how excited would you be if you're a rookie that you get to play with this guy, you know, and now his second year, and you get to watch this guy develop, and I was worried about a sophomore slump, and the reality is if he wasn't hurt for a couple of games, who knows where we would be right now. Here we go. Got nothing on the first one goal. But yeah, it's been an interesting week. Dan, do you have any other games that you really thought were interesting last week?
Bills Falcons was actually decent. The Falcons came out with a win over the Bills Mafia, and the Bills actually lost their first game on the road against Atlanta. Atlanta's an okay team just like us. The Bills just had a rude awakening. They're now 1-1 away from Buffalo. And you have to wonder what's going to happen with certain teams. I mean, the Bills, I think, could still win the AFC East, easily enough, as Ertz does it again.
Yes, nice. Zach Ertz. So I guess
I was talking to my nephew earlier because I was asked earlier on X by one of my followers, do people in Atlanta still hold the Falcons ownership back in the day responsible for trading Brett Favre? And I'm like, they probably do. But in reality, though, or it comes to Favre and everything that happened with him in Atlanta, he didn't show anything there. Where at one point in time, it was time day of the team photo, he lied about being in a car wreck, and then he said, "Oh no, my friend who was driving me got into a car wreck." I mean, he just didn't play well, didn't care. But then when he got to Green Bay, it's like something totally different.
He's kind of an asshole. I recommend the Netflix documentary about Favre.
Oh, okay.
I know he's the best.
Yeah, well, he had the criminal. He's still in lawsuits and stuff because he embezzled money from the state of Mississippi.
Yeah, the welfare program in the state of Mississippi. Yeah. There was actually a couple of wrestlers that were involved in that too, Tim. Ted DiBiase's son,
DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase Jr. was involved in that too.
Yeah, because I guess if you had a celebrity name, you could just kind of steer money wherever you wanted, and it just was like a slush fund, which is sad because it's like the poorest state, and he's from there. He should care about the people, but he's obviously a great player, but not the best human.
Yeah.
I'm just an average Joe with a regular job.
I want to pull up this week in Pick'em real quick, just so we can talk about some of these upcoming games as well.
Let's do it.
And
oh man, Benson in first. I didn't even know that he plays. I feel like he doesn't.
God damn, I'm at least in the top 10, but Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It's
and the fact that Sith is beating me, okay, you know what? I'm getting sick to death of this shit. Because Sith keeps beating me in the predictions in wrestling, and now he's beating me in the pickup. Sith, I'm about to fire your ass. God damn it.
We definitely have some interesting picks. We actually have Benson in chat who's laughing. So welcome on in. He's Interested Panda on Twitch. But yeah, it was a good week for him. I actually came on pretty strong at the end to at least get back to fifth place. But it's been a tough sledding. I did not have Atlanta winning today's game. I do have the Bears winning this one because we know how me betting against them seems to do better.
Reverse jinx.
Yeah, reverse jinx. So we'll see what happens there tonight. So I might fall even farther behind. Actually, I don't know. Did Benson pick us? We can see real quickly. He did pick us, so he can potentially gain some more ground on me there. Let's take a look at this upcoming week's schedule, if I can get back. All right. We've got the week 7 coming up. So the first game is going to be the Steelers and Bengals. I'm going to run through all the games real fast, and I'll get each one of you guys to give me maybe 2 games that you want to talk about. Pittsburgh Steelers and Cincinnati and Pittsburgh. Jags and Rams. Man, this is one of those games on the other side of the world. Jaguars play well because they're more used to going to London than any other team because they get one like every year. I'm going to pick the Jaguars, even though the Rams, have played well at times this season. But the Jaguars' defense has played great. We're going to pick the Bears over the Saints. Battle of 2 1-5 terrible teams. I'm going to go with the Browns at home, just because the Dolphins, I thought, should have been better a couple weeks ago. Tennessee Titans, Patriots. I'm going to go with the Patriots, even if the Titans have a new coach. The Chiefs, I'm going to go with them in this one. We got the Eagles. I think they'll have the bounce-back game in Minnesota. I don't think the Jets will win a game this season, so we're going to go with the Panthers. We're going to go Giants-Broncos. I'm going to go with Broncos. It's hard to play in Mile High. We've got Chargers-Colts. I'm going to go with the Colts. They've been playing really well, and the Chargers are on the downslide. I don't know. They're at home. This is a tough one. I'm going to probably go back and forth on this one. Colts have been pretty lucky. I'm going to go Chargers for now, but I might go back to the Colts. Oh, no. Did I just undo that? Hold on. God damn it. I clicked the wrong.
Oh!
Okay. What happened? You got to tell me, champ.
Odunze, like Caleb Williams almost got picked off. He threw it to Odunze, who was double covered with Quan Martin and someone and a safety. Quan Martin and another DB on him. Yeah, he was double covered, and Caleb just threw it up there, and Martin almost picked it off.
Yeah, I see it now in the replay. Interesting. I'm going to pick the Cowboys against us to keep the trend going where I pick against us and lose pick them, but hopefully win the fight. We got Packers and Cardinals. I'm going to go with the Packers, I think, on that one. The Cardinals have not played as well as late. Falcons, 49ers. It's in San Francisco.
Fuck.
No. That sucks.
DeAndre Swift.
Interesting to see if they go for 2 here.
Yeah, I was just gonna say. Do you think? I think it's late enough. You go for 2.
Receiving touchdown. Oh, I didn't see this. So let me go back and see the replay here. So it's a similar kind of formation that burned them, for the touchdown, in the sense that we got sucked in, but he didn't go up the field. He kind of caught it and made most of his yards after the catch. But a blown defensive coverage. Two of our guys, I think, ran into each other. So that's never good. They are going for 2 here.
Oh, they barely got it off.
Oh.
Come here.
Oh.
No. Sandra still.
Man, he's all over the map today. This is wow. He's played such a big role for us in this game.
And the thing, Sandra still is only in his second year, by the way.
Yeah.
This is a second-year player, and he's playing like he's been in the league for at least 5-10 years.
Yeah. God. I mean, no one's going to be the next Sean Taylor, but this is kind of that guy that you want. The guy who, plays hard, every down, is in the right place, a ball hawk, and hits pretty hard too, and good, pretty decent at coverage. So I like to see how he's developing. All right, so I picked the 49ers. The next game is the Buccaneers and the Lions. I think
that's going to be a good one. That's going to be a really good one.
That's one of the better Monday night. They have some stinkers sometimes, but that's not one.
We'll be coming on air right at the end of that one, so that'll be interesting.
It's another double header for Monday night next week.
Yeah, I feel like there's more this year than there have been in previous years.
There used to only be 1 or 2. Now there's 4 or more.
Yeah, so that's I like it. I think that ESPN has enough channels; they can handle it.
Plus, it's just a game that would have been on Sunday, not televised. So
exactly. So that would be a really great matchup. I'm gonna go with the Lions because of the rebound. We got to talk about that moment at the end of that game that started that fight. Shep, what are your thoughts on him? I understand Patrick Mahomes, did a flashy dance after a touchdown, and he didn't want to hear the congratulations, but he got suspended for a game. That is rare in today's NFL for a fight. Champ, what are your thoughts on the ending of the Lions-Kansas City game?
He's a bitch. That's basically the long and short of it. He's a bitch. Listen, I get it. Football is a highly emotional, manly sport. I get that. But the game is over. Y'all lost. Be a professional. Show love to your opponent. Don't ignore the handshake and then go up to Juju Smith-Schuster and slap him in the face. Granted, Juju Smith-Schuster should get slapped in the face. He has a slappable face. That's just my opinion. But no, you don't do that. You just don't do that. Even his own coach said, "Nah, we don't." That's inexcusable. That's inexcusable. Yeah, here's the crazy part. He's appealing the suspension. Motherfucker, what? Yeah. You're on camera slapping a man in the face after the game where he didn't see it coming. You started some shit after y'all lost.
Started a brawl. The amount of chaos that ensued afterwards. It wasn't like it was just the hit.
Everybody was ready to fight in that, and it was after the game was over. That was inexcusable, and I don't know why he's appealing the suspension on something that he really helped to create something that shouldn't have happened.
I mean, even honestly, if it gets it overruled, if I'm the coach, I sit him for the game anyway. Because what message does that send if you just let him play? Like I said,
bottom line is he's a bitch. Yeah. that's the long and the short. He's a bitch.
Seth, what are your thoughts on this?
He's appealing it, which is a stupid idea. I agree that regardless, not only if he's out for the week, but the following week I bench his ass. Just because of the fact that you were stupid enough to try to appeal. You were acting like a bitch. Sit your ass down. No one wants you around if you can act like that.
Wow, what a great run back. Got to the 40.
Yep. Great run back and no penalty.
Yeah.
Luke McCaffrey's proven to be really good in the return game, y'all.
Yeah, that's good because that's something that I think has been a weakness for us for a long time. We haven't had a good returner in I feel like since the 90s. But Tim, what are your thoughts on that crazy confrontation at the end of that game?
Yeah, I mean, in football games, that's kind of how brawls start a lot too, because everyone's sort of charged up, and when you give the players just an inch to kind of get some shots in, and there's always the one guy that was pissing you off the whole game because you had to block him the whole game, and he was talking trash. So they're just ready to go, and you see that I would say you see it in college more than the pros probably. Maybe just because they don't control the game as much, and there's even more guys on the sideline. But my thought is he's only appealing it because he wants to play in that big game against Tampa, because what will probably happen is he'll get to play next week, and then in a couple weeks they'll rule like, no, you're still getting a game, and then he'll just sit out a game later that maybe isn't a huge one, and they could probably win much easier than this one. So I feel like it's kind of strategic with the opponent.
Yeah, maybe.
Short version of what Tim just said is he's a bitch.
Yeah, that part's right. I agree with that.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see if the coach wanted him to appeal it or not. I don't know if we'll ever know that answer, but
they're not going to say it, but
right.
Someone might be having that conversation, might be the agent, might be the coach. The other thing I wanted to say, completely unrelated, is I saw the headline, McCoy takes over Titans head coaching responsibilities. I honestly thought it was Colt McCoy for like an hour until I checked. It's some other McCoy. I was just hoping. I was like, hey, it's that guy who used to be Washington's backup. That would be funny.
That would be pretty funny.
I think Colt McCoy does like college football commentary or some shit like that.
I've seen him. Yeah, that sounds right. I've definitely seen him. Maybe Fox Sports or something.
All right, so important flag here.
Roughing the passer. Give us 15 in the first down.
We didn't get the conversion on third down, so that's a big penalty by the Bears to keep this drive alive for the Commanders. I also want to say the Wild and King, I had mentioned this game earlier with the Wild up 3-0 in LA. The King came back and tied it up. It's 3-3 in overtime in that one. So some interesting hockey happening there. Not a lot of contact with Daniels in that, but I'll take it. By
the way, Robbie, Tim, and Sith, I just looked it up. Colt McCoy is retired from the NFL, is now working as a college football analyst for NBC Sports, covering Big Ten games. You're welcome.
There you go.
And he does real estate, and he does commercial real estate in Texas.
Yeah. He doesn't even need that NFL money then. He's good.
Yeah, for sure. Great. I want to give another scoring update in the baseball game. We got the Dodgers are playing the Milwaukee Brewers right now. The Dodgers are up 2-1 in game one of that series. Again, the LA is winning in Milwaukee in that one.
It's 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth too.
Yeah.
So if you're ever going to turn it on, now's the time.
Exactly. So I just wanted to give a little update on that, as it is a very close game with one on in the bottom of the ninth, and they're on third base no less. So see if they can get him home to get some extra innings in this one, or if it might end right here. Not a great throw by Jane Daniels there into the. Oh, it's tipped.
That's tipped.
Yeah.
That leads to 3rd and 10 here, about 8-10 left. We painted the outside with that pitch. It makes it a full count, 3-2, 2 outs, bottom of the ninth, runner on third. You can't get any more on the line than this in a 1-run game. We'll see what happens here. Unfortunately, the Commanders were unable to convert here on third down. He did a good job to throw it away, though, just to preserve the yards.
He did.
And he got out of the tackle box, so it's not grounding.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, 4th and 10 here, and they're gonna punt it. So this is the first drive in the second half that the Commanders didn't score on. So we'll see if our defense can show up here in the fourth quarter. They've had a rough go of it these last couple of drives. Nice kick by Truss, getting it within the 10 at the 9-yard line. And it's a walk there. And now they're going to do a pitching change. So now they've got runners on the corners with 2 outs, and still a 2-1 very close game.
October baseball is such an exciting thing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think y'all realize that. As someone who's a baseball guy, I love October baseball. I would love for the Nats to repeat what they did in 2019 and be playing baseball in October, but I don't know when that's going to happen.
Yeah, the Troy asked earlier, did Seattle win, right? They did win a big game today. Unfortunately, I was talking to Jenaya about it. We were going to talk more baseball, but we didn't ran out of time. But I am happy that they were able to beat the Yankees. The Yankees lose.
Yes, sir.
So I know that Tim is happy about that. I know you're not a huge
Robbie, you saw that video I posted in the group chat, right? Of Vladdy Jr.
Yankees lose.
I sent it to Brian Brennan, and he was not happy. I'm not even kidding.
Yankees lose.
The Yankees lose. Well, I just loved who it was in front of. It was phenomenal. And
everyone, all Hall of Famers.
Yeah,
all Red Sox or Yankees.
Yeah, and they were just mortified. So I know that you don't love Toronto, but they're definitely the lesser of two evils as an Orioles fan.
I'm going for the Mariners now, though, because I don't like Toronto. But I appreciate how all of Canada likes the Blue Jays. She's in Vancouver.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a client in Vancouver was watching all the playoff games. You'd think maybe they would go for Seattle because it's much closer, but it's the country's team.
And so supposedly they didn't, what Jenaya was saying earlier in the show, they didn't limit tickets. So they think that they're going to get flooded by people from Vancouver and at all the games coming up here. And I was telling her, the Nationals won all the games on the road, right? So it's possible to turn it around. So
hopefully they have more games in Toronto, but they're going to have to win at least one in Seattle now.
Yeah, exactly. So, the weather is getting bad. It could, this is what my dad's saying, could make a difference. Yeah, it's getting kind of crazy here with the rain, and I'm happy I'm not at this Monday Night Football game. I'm enjoying it, watching it with you guys from the studio and not there, because this is one of those games that you could lose by a field goal in the rain, and I've done that before, or lose by an extra point, or it's not fun. So. Hopefully we're able to find a way here. We got 7:57 left. The Bears are starting on the 9-yard line. We'll see if our defense can make a big time stand here.
You want to talk about misery, Robbie? I was at the Monday night game. It was Redskins versus Eagles. This was the day that Donovan McNabb signed that big contract extension, and then they went out and stunk up the joint when Mike Vick went out on the very first play of the game and threw it over the top to Deshaun Jackson, and he just took it to the house. I was at that game with my boy, and it was a driving rainstorm, and I was sitting out in the elements watching this team get their asses kicked on Monday Night Football. We left after halftime because that's how bad it got. We left after halftime. We was like, fuck this shit. We're not staying out here in the rain this crap. No, we're not doing that.
Sharon Forrester is joining us on Facebook and saying, for the record, the Falcons won tonight 24-14. Yeah, we've been talking about you going to the game, so thank you for tuning in over on Facebook, and congratulations to you and the people that you went with Marcus, who's a big-time Falcons fan, and so it's cool that you guys went all the way down there to watch the game as we're watching the other Monday Night Football game right now. It's first and 14. So... Wait, Troy says, we're at the 2-yard line of Chicago. We can stop them and get a safety. Watch out. Yeah, we'll see here. Ooh, I see what you're saying. It's forward progress. So we'll see where this one is. But I like what we're seeing from the defense here. They're a little bit scared to throw it right now, which goes back to what I was talking about with the shaky footwork of Caleb. And they've been running well on us, but now it's starting to rain and it's getting muddy, and the fans, I'm sure, are getting behind the Commanders. And now it's time where some of those running lanes, dry up a little bit. So we'll see here. We got 2nd and 16. And we'll see what the Bears go back to throw it. Oh, it's in his hands.
Butterfingers.
Out. So this goes back to what my dad was saying with the wet ball. What should be a sure catch in a dry conditions, things are slipping through their fingers real quickly here. This is right in the numbers. It's a perfect throw by Caleb. I can't put anything on him. Maybe.
By the way, that was OZ, former wide receiver for the Commanders, Olamide Zaccheaus, who dropped that one.
Yeah, and maybe it was a little behind him. Like you kind of want to lead him a little bit up and over, but it'll be here. We got 3rd and 16. Sith looks happy, which makes me happy because he can predict the future.
Because we just got a very important stop.
Nice. There we go. Oh, bend don't break. Give him the yards, but they're gonna have to punt. Love it. 6:37 left, and
that was OZ again. This time he caught it, but he couldn't get nowhere with it.
Yeah.
Good job, defense.
Yeah. Just we got to be careful here. I mean, I guess they wouldn't do a trick play this close to the goal line, but like 4th and 2, it's not a lot of yards. So you just got to be careful. That make sure that okay, they do end up kicking it away. Let's see how far they kick it. Oh wow, backpedaling there, he catches it at the 30, and nice play to keep his balance to get an extra 5 yards there to get it to the 40.
Jalen Lane again. You got Luke McCaffrey doing kickoff returns, and you have Jalen Lane with punt returns, and he's already taken a punt back for a touchdown this season already. So you already know that the return game is seeing a great upgrade with McCaffrey on kickoffs and Lane on punts. So special teams is looking pretty good this season. Usually this team is pretty terrible at special teams.
I'm liking what I'm seeing. We got Tina French joining and saying, "Where's Von Miller?" And she's using the Von Miller emotes. One thing I didn't know, I don't know, Champ, if you know this, do you know that Von Miller is actually a streamer on Twitch and he gives away a lot of stuff and he streams all week long?
I heard about that. I think I heard somewhere that he was a streamer.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. And although somebody needs to update his streaming profile because it has his old team, it's listed his current team. But neither here nor there. It's still kind of cool that we have a football player on our team that is actually a streamer. So got 17 rushes for 62 yards for Bill. So I loved what I saw that Debo was wearing a Bill shirt going into the game for warm-ups.
I saw that too. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool. No, we got a sack there.
That was bad.
3rd down. Tina says we've told him, but he ignores us. Yeah, I mean, if I'm an NFL player, I don't care what my bio says in Twitch either. But in the grand scheme of things, not that important. Minnesota, the Wild did score there. They beat the Kings 4-3 in the shootout. They said lead, but I assume that's a win. Troy Evans says it's a 1st down. Oh wait, it's 3rd and 13. I guess he's ahead of me like everybody else.
Yeah, because I actually paused so that way I can get synced up with you, Robbie.
Okay, I appreciate that. The great play there. Wow.
Oh, McNichols.
Yeah, it's making up for the miss catch earlier, getting a really important 1st down. Troy says, do you and Champ think that we get Scary Terry back next week and Noah? I don't know. What do you think, Champ?
We'll have to see. I mean, they said he was trending in the right direction before this game. Yeah, he practiced off to the side and still didn't play. And just a couple of weeks ago, there was talk of, he might need surgery, this, that, and the third, XYZ. So who knows? I would love for him to be back for Dallas, in Dallas especially. But we have to just, let the process play out and see what happens.
Yeah. I could see him being more ready than they lead on to, and you don't. The problem is these two games are so close together. You definitely don't want him to play both. So I think that this could make some sense to have him pop up in Dallas. Troy saying he's at the game. Yeah. I mean, most players will be at the game, whether or not you're suiting up or not, just to support the team. But I wouldn't be shocked if we see him, next week. But I think if I were them, I would use him in limited fashion. I wouldn't try to do anything too crazy. What a juke by G5! Wow. He should have been sacked for a loss, and he's just got that fancy.
Had that man on skates. Had that man on ice skates, baby.
That's hard to do, to cut so quickly when it's so wet, and the ground looks very mushed up, and so I'm happy that he was able to make that play.
Well, he saw 98 was coming hard up the field, and he knew how to take advantage of that. He used the man's own gravity to send him completely up the field, and he just went straight ahead. That's how you do it.
It kind of reminds me in basketball where you take the chair out from under somebody, or you fake one way and then you're like, ah, and then it falls over. So, Chicago Blackhawks score. They lead the Mammoth 3-1 late in the game. The Bears since 2014 are 1-10 coming off the bye week, and I thought the Commanders were bad coming off the bye week, but that's
pretty bad.
It's impressively bad. Tim, do we have to let you go? Or are you going to stay for the last 3 minutes of the game? I want to be mindful.
I should head out. I mean, I'm going to put the game on my other TV here, but yeah, I should probably sign off.
Okay, well, let me know any other things you want to give a shout out before I let you go.
No, I'm just glad to join. It's been a long time. Definitely come on again soon, and hope you guys get this win tonight. It's looking pretty good, but it was good seeing you guys again.
Yeah,
much love, Tim.
Yeah,
have a good night.
Thank you, Tim, for tuning in and joining us and being a part of this. And I'm hoping that your Ravens are able to put it together and get a 6-game win streak, and then this will all look so silly, So
yeah, we can hope. We can keep the hope. Good luck tonight too.
All right, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Yeah, have a good one.
All right, Sith, are you gonna stick around for the last 3:10?
I can't. I'm doing
fuck!
Oh no, things are falling apart quick.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. All right.
Oh,
Sith.
fuck.
Yeah. Oh no. That was the one thing that they couldn't do in that situation. So, I did do the command for the Sith for the basement. And oh, damn, just not getting the handoff right. And
We are still doing the top 580 songs ranked by Billboard. This past week I did numbers. Well, this week coming up, it's going to be numbers 200 to 151. And it's been a very bizarre countdown of a lot of good songs. And with this countdown that I'll be recording tomorrow to go out on Sunday, it includes, at the very first song is a group that got together. They want to get back together again, Jefferson Starship, but they couldn't because of legal issues with the name. So it's just Starship. But yeah.
So, yeah, I'm just so frustrated at this. We're giving them an opportunity to win it at the end. Kuya, bro, that was so loud. Yeah, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. This is not good because they're going to let the clock run down. Let's see how both teams want to play clock management here. But this is not the ending that I was hoping for. I was hoping to at least get some points here. Ooh, get them down. Okay.
Okay, it's third down. If they can stop them here, they can't. There's no way they're going to try to kick a field goal if they're not anywhere near like the 40-yard line or even the 35-yard line, because there ain't no way that kicker's going to make it from 59, like 55 plus in these conditions. No way.
They've had a couple of hit from 60 this season.
Yeah. All right. So this is the last play before the 2-minute warning. See if they get it off before.
Nope.
And they don't.
Nope.
So, all right. We'll see you on the other side of the 2-minute warning. But Sith, I really appreciate the time. I know we didn't get to our picks this week with too much exciting stuff going on. But I do appreciate the time. And definitely I will talk with Champ on the other end of this 2 minutes about the wrestling, because I know there's a lot of exciting wrestling things. But any final thoughts you want to give us before we let you go?
These guys finish this game. God, I
Yeah.
hope we win. If we lose, there's a lot of things to be discussed tomorrow, to say the least.
Yeah.
Because we have to get back and regroup and get ready for Dallas. And you do not want to start Dallas week off with a Monday Night Football loss that you could have won. So we'll see what happens. God willing, we win.
Yep. Well, Dan, I really appreciate the time as always. I know we kept you up a little late tonight, but it's always fun to watch these games live with you. And what a cool opportunity here in season 10. I always talk about Sith has been with us doing picks and talking football since season 1.
Thanks for having me. And I
Yeah.
will talk to you guys later. Be well, everyone.
All right. Well, let's Sith get out of here. Champ, your camera, is still off, right? I assume you know that.
I didn't even look, bro. I'm just sitting here. I'm sitting here trying to play college football and do all this other shit. Jesus Christ. Hang on. I don't know what's going on my HD camera, but let's just go with that.
We can go with this one. We need to change the vibes anyway. Hopefully we're there. Yeah, my dad is still up in chat. I really appreciate him, and so is Adrian, and so is Troy, and so is Kuyasai. Shout out to Kuyasai Music, who's a great music streamer on here. I'll do a shout out for him since we're out.
They're all like, we're not fucking leaving.
Yeah, exactly. So Kuya is awesome. I've been friends with Kuya for a long time. He does a lot of great music over on the West Coast, and you can go check him out over there. No, we're not leaving here. We're going to watch these last 2 minutes, and then we're going to talk a little bit of wrestling after that, and then we'll get out of here. Oh, man, it's coming down to the wire just like last year. For people who may not remember, but how could you not? There was a crazy ending to that game between the same two teams in the same location. They already showed Rally Captain in this game, which I thought was kind of cool on TV, cheering us on earlier. He has one of the best videos of that Hail Mary that won it for the Commanders a year ago. The Bears have been circling this game and trying to get back game against us. So they're on the 50-yard line, 3rd and 5 here. On the other side of the 2-minute warning. They throw it. Oh,
first down.
Yep. And now they're
not in field goal range though. They're still outside of field goal range,
but just barely. So we'll see what happens here. So it's interesting that the Commanders don't end up using some timeouts here to force the issue to at least give themselves some chance on the other side of it. I guess they're waiting to see what they do on first down. God damn. All right. There's on first down they run it here. Getting 4 yards there.
Oh no, the Bears just used a timeout.
No, the Commanders did.
Oh, the Commanders did, okay.
They were already at 2 timeouts.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, I'm so stressed out now, champ. This is not going the way that I was hoping.
Here's the thing, man. 3 turnovers, man. A lot of times you don't win games when you have that many turnovers. So if they're able to hold on, it's going to be a lucky thing for them if they're able to hold on despite giving the ball up 3 times. That's 3 extra possessions they gave the Bears.
Right. Well, not to mention that they said in the first 5 weeks they only had 3 turnovers total, and they had the same number just tonight. So, I mean, obviously a big difference here. Career long they're showing right now is 57 yards, but obviously there's some pretty crazy wind and rain conditions. So it's nothing's a gimme on this. 2nd and 6 here. We'll see if we can try to push them back a little bit here with this play. It's another handoff. Ugh. Damn.
Well, that's a first down. Holy crap.
Yeah. I don't know what we can do at this point. It's just there's a hole, but it's just not called. But it's not enough. It's frustrating. Like he held him just enough that he got the edge, but it's just not enough to call it.
Yeah, it's just not blatant enough to be like, hey, that's a hold.
Yeah. Fuck. Damn.
This is getting stressful.
Yeah, you're like, this sucks. Yeah, not good. So Washington uses their second timeout to try to preserve what time they have left, but they're on our 31. It's already a pretty easy field goal from here for them. But again, anything's possible. We've already blocked one tonight, so nothing. It's not over until it's over.
Turnover. Just get a turnover.
Yeah. Smart play by Caleb Williams just to get on the outside and get down. And Washington uses their last timeout here. A minute 14 seconds left.
It's not over yet. Because here's the thing, like the field goal's not guaranteed.
Right.
Not in these conditions. The field goal's not guaranteed. We've already seen one miss from Gay from distance, so it's not over until the clock says zeros.
Right.
So gotta have faith here that this defense, who's been playing pretty well tonight, can get one more, can get a couple more good stops here and force them to try to make that lengthy field goal in these conditions to try to win this game.
Yeah, it'd be great if we can get like a sack here, force them back a little bit, make it a little harder.
Yeah, but they're probably going to run the ball because Washington's used all their timeouts, so they're probably going to run the ball just to have the clock wind down. Because they're going to probably have to snap it 2 more times, and 80 seconds. I'm pretty sure that even if they go for the field goal, Washington may or may not have time left on the clock to do anything on offense if they make the field goal. But again, it's not guaranteed. There you go. Toss play to Swift. Wow. Oh, fuck.
Yeah, no, it's easy.
And now it's a first down. Now they can wear it all the way down, kick the field goal, and it's a little bit closer now. So this is let's see. I mean, they blocked the field goal earlier, so let's keep that in mind. They blocked the field goal earlier.
Yeah. Just they can't stop Swift. He's just gashing them for these huge yardage all night long. Interesting. The Bears use a timeout here. I'm just surprised they don't kneel it and then use the timeout. Like when you want to, I don't know. Adrian says, except for the Caps, sports have been doo-doo sauce for real. Yeah, I'm sorry for the fans of both Toronto and the Commanders here. It's going to be tough. Fourth start this, just damn. So frustrating.
DeAndre Swift, 108 yards rushing and 67 receiving yards. I mean, he's been really good for this team, man.
Damn, that just sucks at that one fumble, though. Like, we drive there, we at least get a field goal. It makes this drive a lot harder. They have to go, a touchdown. And
there you go.
All right, they kneel it here. Oh, come on, football gods.
Yeah, you see Ben Johnson sitting there waiting. He's going to call that timeout as soon as he gets down to maybe 3 seconds. He's going to call the timeout, and then they're going to go for the field goal. Let's see what happens. Yep, there it is. Let's see what happens. 3 seconds.
My dad said last year we won with no time left. We may win this game with no time remaining. So it's possible. So they're showing the block again. So right now is the difference in this game. But what are the odds you get 2 blocks in the same game?
I don't know. Like I said, Jake Moody, he got 1 blocked already.
I think this one's too easy.
All right, let's see. "38 yards for the victory." Ball game.
Yeah.
Ball game. So last year we beat them on the last second play, and this year they beat us on the last second field goal.
Damn.
Wow.
What a bummer. What a bummer. I mean, it was a good game for the most part. It's just those turnovers killed us. And gutty performance though. Down 13-0 to make a game of this and to take the lead, and it just wasn't enough. It's just we had to be the last team with the ball, and we weren't. And
yeah, there's the fumble that led to it right there.
And that's a fumble loss for JD5, right? Is that his first career fumble loss?
I don't know. I think so. I have to look at the stat sheet to see. I don't know if that was I don't know if they credit that lost fumble to JD5 with a merit.
Yeah.
Or the Frosty merit.
They were showing earlier that JD5 had never fumbled it, which is a terrible ass jinx, So, good
old announcers jinx. You gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
Gotta love it.
But
I'm gonna check the stats on this real quick. But go ahead, talk. I'm gonna just check the stats and see who got credit for that fumble.
I just want to give a scoring update. The Wizards were able to win. They were able to beat the Knicks 120-103 in their preseason game. The Wizards do play games for real coming up pretty soon. They have one more preseason game on the 16th at Detroit, and then the regular season starts on the 22nd at Milwaukee. So that's something that we will be looking forward to seeing. The Wizards are looking like they're maybe trending in the right direction. So we'll see how they do overall. But they lost 113-112 against Toronto, but it was a close matchup. But all right, champ. Did you figure out the stat? Was it one?
I'm still looking real quick. Give me a second. But what else we want to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk a little bit about Jaden Daniels had a quarterback rating of 119 for this game. Interesting. So I didn't expect it to be that high with it. Yeah.
Well, I don't think he had a lot of incomplete passes. I think that was the thing. Yeah. Well, probably because his completion percentage was so good. I think like for a period, the only incomplete pass he had was the interception that he threw early on in the game. I think that was like at one point that was the only incomplete pass that he had at one point. I don't know what he ended up with. I'm trying to look it up now, but NFL.com is like slow as absolute fucking molasses.
Yeah.
Here we go. Jesus, this thing is slow. All right, here we go. Let's look at some stats here. Give us some stats. Chicago. Let's get the Commanders here. Yeah, so Jaden Daniels finished 19 of 26, which is 73.1% completion percentage, 211 yards, 3 touchdowns, and the 1 pick, and he was sacked 3 times for a 119.2 quarterback rating.
Yeah.
By the way, Daniels was credited with that fumble. He actually has 2 fumbles in this game.
But 1 lost.
1 lost.
Right.
Wow.
And, so that's a tough one. Let's talk a little bit of wrestling. Just so that way.
Yeah, let's talk the wrestling.
Some exciting PLEs, and I really like that John Cena match. I thought it was really cool how much tributes they gave to so many different wrestlers through history. I thought that was pretty nice. What were your thoughts on this pay-per-view that was happening on the other side of the world over in Australia?
So Crown Jewel Perth, really, really good pay-per-view. I didn't watch it live, one, because I wasn't up that early. I ended up watching it a little bit later on, but it was a really solid pay-per-view. Cena versus AJ Styles was definitely the match of the night, basically because of the fact that they threw out so many tributes to both of them threw out, tribute moves to some of their noted rivals throughout their careers. AJ Styles using the Stinger Splash and the Scorpion Death Drop because of his rivalry with Sting and TNA. Also using the Angel's Wings with his rivalry with Christopher Daniels and TNA. Cena breaking out the Skull Crusher finale. He had a rivalry with The Miz. If you remember back in 2011, WrestleMania 27, he main evented that event with The Miz. He broke out the Sister Abigail, which was a great tribute to Bray Wyatt. And then immediately after the 2 count, everybody broke out their phones. We had the Fireflies. That moment gave me goosebumps. The moment I saw it, that gave me goosebumps. I was like, holy crap, this is awesome. He did the Tombstone Pile Driver and the Choke Slam. He had rivalries with Kane and The Undertaker. He did Randy Orton's 2 moves, the Draping DDT and the RKO. I mean, he broke out a lot of different moves, like basically as a callback to some of his greatest rivals. He even broke out the Accolade, which was the camel clutch from his rivalry with Rusev, back when Rusev had long hair and was known as the Bulgarian Brute. So that match definitely stole the show. There's been a lot of criticisms about the women's Crown Jewel Championship matchup. I thought it was okay for what it was. I mean, there wasn't much of a story to it. It was just 2 women who are the top champions of their brand going at it. There wasn't a lot of build to it, but they went out and had a pretty solid matchup with Stephanie Vicaire putting the first loss of 2025 on Tiffany Stratton. Rhea and Io getting a victory. Bronson Reed winning also in his home country of Australia. Something major actually happened on Raw today. Because Raw aired in Perth, Australia at 8 a.m. I was actually watching it because I was taking my mother to her follow-up doctor's appointment after her back surgery a few weeks ago. And so I was up early enough to be able to watch it live on Netflix. And really solid show. I don't know if you watched it, Robbie, if you want to know what happened on there or not. I don't know.
You can spoil it. That's fine.
The Vision turned on Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Yes. So CM Punk was in a triple threat match with Jey Uso and LA Knight to determine who's going to be the next challenger for Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight title. By the way, Seth Rollins won the Crown Jewel Championship from Cody Rhodes in the main event. And so he came out and said he didn't need nobody, this, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. And I think that kind of rubbed his guys the wrong way. So afterwards, CM Punk won a triple threat match in the main event. He's now the number 1 contender for the World Heavyweight title. Of course, the Vision come out, beat everybody up, and Seth Rollins stands with them. Is like, oh, going off the air. He had the little lower third of executive producers, this, that, and third. Braun Breaker walks to the corner. Next thing you know, Seth turns around and bam, he gets speared by Braun Breaker. He looks at Bronson Reed, says something to him. Next thing you know, Bronson Reed drags him into the corner, tsunami, and then Paul Heyman puts both their arms up, and basically the Vision turns on the Visionary. It was like I had to yell out, what in the fuck is going on here? Because I did not see that coming anytime soon. And yet here it is, boom, the Vision just is gone from Seth Rollins. But apparently Seth Rollins injured his arm during his Crown Jewel Championship match with Cody because he was in a sling after the matchup. And so there's apparently that he might be injured to the point that they may be trying to write him off so he can get that injury dealt with. And that's probably why they pulled the trigger on this betrayal so soon. But I don't know yet. I have to keep an eye on that situation and see what happens. But Crown Jewel was really good. TNA had their biggest pay-per-view of the year, which was Bound for Glory. Some of the highlights of that one included Steve Maclin regaining the international championship, the Inspiration retaining the tag championships in the in the pre-show. Well, I think they did. I didn't watch the pre-show. I gotta go back and look. Leon Slater and Javon Evans having the match, like a top 10 match of the year, but it was ruined by NXT's Dark State. It ended up being a no contest after they went to the time limit draw, and then they were given 5 more minutes, and then that's when Dark State interfered and caused the no contest. Santana finally becomes the TNA World Champion, defeating Trick Williams afterwards. It looked, but earlier on in the show, the first time ever, the Call Your Shot Gauntlet went to 2 winners instead of 1, being the former Dolph Ziggler, Nick Nemeth, and Frankie Kazarian, who won it last year. He becomes the first TNA wrestler in history to win Call Your Shot in back-to-back years. So now they hold on to it, and both of them tried to cash it in on Santana. They were both unsuccessful because Elijah, the former Elias, returned from his torn tricep and stopped Nick Nemeth, and then Santana took out Frankie Kazarian before he can cash in, and then Santana was able to celebrate with his daughter in a great and emotional moment. But before that match happened, an even more emotional moment happened. The Hardys defeated the Dudleys in the one final table match to retain the TNA World Tag Team and NXT Tag Team Championships. And then after the matchup, Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, and Devon took their boots off and handed them to the Hardys, effectively signaling that their in-ring careers are over. So that was a highly emotional moment there. But in the end, Bound for Glory was a really, really good event. I don't regret spending $40 to watch it on YouTube, because it was that good. And then this morning, New Japan had its King of Pro Wrestling event over at Ryogoku Sumo Hall in Japan, which saw 4 of 6 championships change hands on this night. The Women's Championship, the IWGP Women's Championship changed hands, Shuri beating Sari to become the 2-time IWGP Women's Champion, the first person in that title's lineage to become a 2-time champion. Evil, with all the help from House of Torture that he could muster, defeated Bolton Oleg to become the new Never Openweight champion. Gabe Kidd lost the Global Heavyweight Championship to Yota Tsuji. And then in a strange post-match, the War Dogs all shook hands with the unaffiliated. Don't know where that's going, but we'll have to keep an eye on that. And then the main event, Konosuke Takeshita of AEW is now your new IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. The G1 Climax Tournament winner this year defeated Zack Sabre Jr. to become the IWGP World Champion. The other 2 championships that did not change hands, the TV title went to a 15-minute time limit draw between the champion El Phantasmo and Hiroshi Tanahashi. And then for the first time in 364 days, the IWGP Tag Team Championships were successfully defended. The Knockout Brothers defeated the team of Yuya Uemura and Shota Umino in a hard-fought matchup to retain. They become the first team in a year to successfully defend the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships. So they go into World Tag League next month with a V1 defense. With V1 on their reign as IWGP Tag Champions. Super Junior Tag League is coming up for New Japan, along with the New Japan Road, and then they have World Tag League coming up shortly after that. But all eyes are on Wrestle Kingdom 20, which will be Hiroshi Tanahashi's final match in his illustrious career. No opponent has been identified as of yet, but I'm pretty sure there's going to be a whole host of them that could be picked out of a hat to face Tanahashi in his final match as an active wrestler. So a lot is going on in wrestling. AJ Styles announced the day before Crown Jewel Perp that 2026 is going to be his last year in wrestling. He's going to retire in 2026. Tiger Mask over in New Japan is also retiring in 2026. So a couple of very decorated professional wrestlers are going to be retiring in 2026. And also congratulations to the beautiful people and Mickie James for being inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame this weekend as well. So a lot of wrestling going on when it comes down to it. It's a great time to be a wrestling fan. I can tell you that much.
That's awesome. Thank you for covering so many different topics and so many different promotions. Yeah, it's an exciting time for sure, and I'll be interested to see I'm still curious about where it's going to go with the vision and all of that for sure. And we are, just because it's already we've done this for 2.5 hours. We're going to raid over to our friend KR Acoustic, since I know that he's had a rough day with the Blue Jays losing. But I thought that we could join him there. And let me just sort of see which one of these raid calls I want to use. But anyway, you can choose any of these raid calls or the sub raid call as well. And here's the regular one. So, Champ, thank you so much for being with us. I wish that game could have gone better for us, but hopefully we'll take it out on the Cowboys next week, and we'll have a Victory Monday again next week. So it'll be another big show. We'll recap 3 hockey games in their first hour. We'll have our football roundtable back on at 10 o'clock next week as well. We'll talk about some baseball playoffs. We'll talk wrestling as well. And basketball is just around the corner. But Champ, any final thoughts before we head out of here?
Yeah, I mean, Mariners, they look like they're primed to finally make a World Series, and maybe this might be their year. I mean, they got big dumper Cal Raleigh, who I think is the AL MVP in my opinion. And I think if he could start turning it on in this series, I think that the Mariners could take this series. But as I told Jenaya in our group chat, I think the Blue Jays are a very, very resilient team. Vladdy Jr. is like the heartbeat of that team. Even if he can get going offensively, then pitching is going to rely on pitching, not just in the ALCS, but the NLCS. It's going to rely on pitching to be able to really, really make a difference in these playoff series. Otherwise, it could be a quick trip to the offseason for one of these or two of these teams. But other than that, go Kigenyo. Sayonara. Thank you for joining.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Champ. Thank you, Sith and Tim, for being part of the last segment. Thank you, Jenaya, for calling all the way from Vancouver. Happy Thanksgiving to those that are celebrating today up in the Great North. And thanks to Gil, as always, for creating all those videos and going to the game. And I'm going to do the raid to KR over there. I've got my raid call grabbed. Hopefully you guys do too. Thank you everyone for tuning in. I wish there was a better result. Hopefully this will push us to get a big time win over the Cowboys next week. Thank you, Benson, for tuning in. And it should be an exciting show next week as well. So hopefully back to a Victory Monday for episode 387. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.